Hello everybody, my name is Danny. I'm the artist behind Blue Ink Artists and the hands behind Blue Ink Bujo, and today you're watching my May 2021 Plan With Me, where I'm doing a recreation of one of Amanda Rach Lee's themes, and it's a it's a lantern theme, lantern festival type theme, and I'm doing red and black colors with some pink mixed in. Since this month I did a recreation of Amanda Rach Lee's spreads, which I'll link in the description, the video of her spreads, I just wanted to talk about some things that are happening for me this month. So one thing that's happening for me this month is that I wrote a poem, and I'm going to do a live reading of it for a sort of magazine. So my community college puts on an annual magazine with art, literary art and regular art included, and people can submit their artwork to this magazine, and if it gets accepted, then it gets to be featured in that annual magazine book. I submitted both a literary work and an artwork, and my literary work luckily got accepted. So that's what I'm going to read for you today, and also give you my own interpretation. You can interpret it any way you want, but I think my interpretation's pretty funny. And so with that, I will read off the title. So the title of my poem is How I Became the Glorious Mr. Dot, and it's after Robert Gregory because he has a poem titled that as well. And so let's just get right on into the poem. An average day, city people walking, talking, drinking coffee, disconcerted by the rain. I take joy as they swivel and sway in my direction, their monotonous expressions broken, torn off, and changed. An outburst, a cry, in shock and surprise. I walk confidently, unhindered, unbothered, my briefcase in hand. I uplift my chin and let them in on this little secret of mine. For I am the glorious Mr. Dot, a pluviophile who makes one smile with their frolicking corium, adding decorium to this bitter lane. Strutting down the street with ugly glances meet my vibrant dancing skin. For I am the glorious Mr. Dot. Be careful now, don't look, my darling. Their indignation turned fascination by my startling, sparkling pigmentation. The ordinary rain washes away pain, as it would seem people can't help but beam at my dotted skin of stain. Wrinkles replaced with dimples as they gasp and clamor to see my color-popping pimples for a tiny fee. With every drop that pitter-patters on my skin, colors from within bubble burst upon the surface. Every city's the same, they know me by name, and I can't blame them for wanting to see a walking painting, abstract and shifting, uplifting, likened to a children's book. On every rainy day, you know they'll be hell to pay if you don't believe or come out and see how I became the most glorious Mr. Dot. So I wrote this poem for an assignment for my creative writing college class. And the assignment was basically, we were given a list of titles of different poems by other poets, and I chose this title, and I chose it before the teacher even told me that no one had written a poem to go along with this title before, which made me want to write a poem for it even more. And so, for some reason, the title gave me a very clear image in my head of what it kind of was about, and basically I just imagined a man in a suit and tie with a little briefcase, and I just imagined him walking down the street on a rainy day with his skin changing color with raindrops like polka dots or paint splatters, and I just got this beautiful, wonderful image in my head of what this man would do with this color changing skin. And so I kind of came up with the idea, and I mention it a little bit when I say that they'll see his color. They gasp and clamor to see my color popping pimples for a tiny fee. I kind of hint that he is kind of a con man, or I guess kind of a street performer in a way, using his color changing skin to garner money. And as I kind of referenced towards the end of the poem, he follows rain clouds through the US and goes to different cities and follows the rain so that he can perform. And so that's how I thought up of this poem. And so I'll be reading that aloud when I go to pick up my, they have a live reading for people that submitted their literary submissions. And if they want to read aloud, they can. But mostly everybody has to go to the cafe on that day to pick up their copy of the book. And so I think that I am going to participate in that live reading. The other thing I have this month is actually, not only is May have Mother's Day, but it also has my mother's graduation. So I'm celebrating my mom this month. My mom went back to school to get a bachelor's in organizational management because she wanted to change positions in her company and try and make more coin. And I'm really, really proud of my mom for having the courage, I'm like tearing up, for having the courage to go back to school even when it's really daunting, as an adult student, and especially an adult student that works full time. It can be really daunting to think about trying to go back to school, and it can be worrisome when you're thinking about doing that. And from the start, I was one of the few people who supported her and thought that she should do it, and I'm really proud of her for getting through it and getting her degree. I'm also really, really proud because I'm a Running Start student, so I'm also technically in like community college, and I'm just getting my AA. I mean, she wasn't going to community college. We were just kind of in college at the same time, and it's really funny because her GPA is just like 1 point higher than mine. And so I'm really proud of her for getting even better grades than I have. And so yeah, I'm just really, really excited for her graduation and to celebrate her and this accomplishment in her life. I don't know why this is making me cry. Speaking of graduation, I did want to talk a little bit about my own graduation. I kind of have a double graduation going on, graduating both high school and community college with my AA and my diploma. And so I know for sure, well, I really think that they're going to do a traditional graduation for my high school, which will be really awesome. But even if we don't, I did just recently get my robes. They finally were delivered, and I picked them up. They're green. And it's really funny because my high school colors are green and blue, and so my robe colors are green, but my community college colors are blue, so I have like both colors, and it's a little funny. But I think that my high school is going to try and do a traditional graduation, and I would be really happy if they did, because that would be a really cool thing. But I know for sure that there is a physical ceremony where they're going to award some scholarships and also award honors. You get some, what are they called again? You get some cords if you graduate with honors, and so we're pretty sure that I'm going to graduate with high honors, and so I'll have 2 cords. And since I'm a Running Start student, I really think that they should do something for Running Start students that are graduating with their AA. But it could be possible that I might get an AP specific cords. Not really sure on their guidelines about that yet, or what they're going to do about that. So that would be cool. As for my college, I know that I'm supposed to get my graduation cap and a couple other things, I think, in the sometime in May. I guess I should say this month, because that's And then other than that, I kind of just have a couple miscellaneous scholarships to do this month. I think I have about 3 due this month. And that's mainly the things that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, it's so hard to kind of realize that I'm graduating because, you know, graduating high school is like such a big, you know, step into your life, and especially it's it's one step closer to going off to university for me, at least. And it'll be really cool to stop and to appreciate all the work that I put in for those degrees, because I haven't really done that. And I've also kind of, in the past couple months, it's not as bad now that I'm finally in my last month, but in my last quarter of college, and I only have like 1 class. It's still a hard class. It's like anatomy and physiology, so it's still pretty like difficult. But last quarter, senioritis like really hit me hard. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean senioritis is kind of a phenomenon that like high school seniors get, and sometimes even college seniors get, where you are so close to completing your degree that you kind of lose all motivation. For some reason, it feels so close. It feels like you shouldn't have to do anymore, even though you still have a lot more to get done. And it can be really, really difficult to stay productive and stay, you know, on top of the stuff that you need to get done. I don't know, it's kind of like stumbling in the last steps of a race, because you're just so close to the finish line and you're so tired and just kind of like overworked. And so I really, really felt that hitting me hard in last quarter. And so I'm glad that I'm kind of over that now. I mean, I'm still dealing with it sometimes, but it's really nice to be so close to the end, to like know my graduation dates and know that it's only like 2 months away is insane. And it's hard to believe that, you know, I'm at the end of this journey and I'm about to start a new journey. Yeah. I think I'm about to, I'm handing you off to the final flip through. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. You can hit that notification bell if you want notifications of when I upload, which is random. And yeah, have a great day, have a great month. Let me know in the comments below if you're achieving your goals and just having a grand old time, and goodbye, guys.